Welcome back to reading. Today we're going to talk about fiction as well as some things called idioms. Okay, so first let's talk about fiction. Yesterday we read the story Soccer Friends, and our essential question was, how do people get along? We read about a girl who has a problem on the soccer field. Okay, so what is fiction? We wrote on our worksheet that fiction has made up characters and events. Events are things that happen in the story, okay? What were some events that happened in Soccer Friends? I want you to think about that. All right. So another thing that fiction has, and we know fiction, fake. So fiction is made up. It is not real. Another thing about fiction, it has a problem and a solution. So now in our story, Soccer Friends, we know that the characters are made up as well as the events. But what about the problem? Okay, what were some of the problems? Okay, it tells the story about a problem that Kelly has. And what was Kelly's problem? It says Kelly is worried that the new girl on the soccer team might be faster than she is. That shows that the Soccer Friends is fiction. Okay, now with every problem, there's a solution. Remember, a solution is how you solve the problem. Let's take a look. What was the solution in the story? Okay, how did she solve her problem? Well, if you remember, Kelly was able to talk to her mom, and her mom said, yeah, that does sound tough, but it also sounds like what? Like you have an awesome soccer team if you girls cooperate and work together. Okay, so how did they solve their problem? They decided that they were going to work together to become a great team. Okay, so we've already talked about fiction a lot throughout the school year, but I just wanted to add that extra little thing that fiction also has a problem and a solution. Our next thing we're going to talk about are idioms. And I want you to get out your idiom matching worksheet. Okay, so right here. Let's take a look. What is an idiom? Let's read it on the screen. Idioms are words or phrases that have different meanings than the real meanings of the word. Look for clues in nearby words or sentences to find the meaning of an idiom. Everybody say idiom. Idiom. Okay, so they're kind of funny words or sayings that don't actually mean what the words mean. So one idiom that I know many of you have probably heard, on a rainy day, who's heard it's raining cats and dogs? Who's heard that before? I know I've heard that. It's raining cats and dogs. Does that mean that actual cats and dogs are coming down from the sky? No. It means what? What does it's raining cats and dogs mean? It means that it's raining really, really hard. So that's an example of an idiom, okay? It means that it's raining really hard. It's raining cats and dogs. Another one that I heard a lot of is hold your horses. So here's an example. Hold your horses, said Mom as I reached for a cookie. They are still too hot to eat. Does Mom actually mean that he needs to hold horses? What does this idiom mean? Hold your horses. I know I have heard that. What it means is to stop or wait. Hold your horses. Okay? Because the cookies were too hot. So, another one that I've heard is called tongue-tied. Now, the sentence is, I'm always tongue-tied when I meet someone new. Does that mean his tongue is actually tied in a knot? Or they tied his tongue? No, it means that he's unable to think of something to say. He's tongue-tied. Sometimes Mrs. Russo or I get tongue-tied when I'm talking and my words start to come that. Like I can't say what's on my mind and I get tongue-tied. It doesn't mean my tongue's actually in a knot. It just means that I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. And the last one that I'm going to use as an example is take a rain check. Okay, let's read this sentence. Thanks for inviting me to have dinner with you, but I'll have to take a rain check. Does he actually mean he's checking for rain? No, it means promise to do something at a later date. So you invited him to dinner, but he wasn't able to come, So he'll take a rain check, meaning he's going to do it at a later date. Okay, when is the time that you've had to take a rain check? Maybe during a baseball game or a football game, or maybe playing tag with your brother and sister, you had to do a rain check. Okay, let's look for some idioms for my story, Soccer Friends. Okay, so take a look. She could not be patient because she just loved racing to get the ball. She would use her imagination to picture the ball, and then she would fly toward it. Did she actually fly? Did she fly toward the ball? No, those words mean that she did what? She moved really fast to get the ball. That's what fly means. It doesn't mean that she actually flew. Okay, so it's an idiom. So is racing to get the ball. She just loved racing to get the ball. Okay, means she's running as fast as she can. It helps describe how Kelly moves towards the ball. Okay, she flies through it. She's racing for it. Okay, so the clue is racing to get the ball. The idiom is fly toward it. So we know that the idiom fly toward it means moving quickly towards it. Let's look at our next one. At first, Kelly held her tongue and said nothing. Did Kelly actually hold her tongue, do you think? What is the clue in that? The clue is said nothing. So if you hold your tongue, it means that you did not say anything. Sometimes when I'm arguing with my brothers, my mom tells me to hold my tongue. She doesn't actually mean for me to stick out my tongue and put it in my hand. She means that I need to stop and think about the words I'm saying, that I shouldn't say anything at all. That's what hold your tongue. It's an idiom. Okay? So, I want you to bring out your yellow sheets. Each day I'm going to post a new idiom on Google Classroom for you guys to look at. It says, match the idioms below with the definition on the right. Write the letter of the corresponding definition on the line provided. Number 1, under the weather. What does under the weather mean? Does it mean told a secret? It's raining heavily? Feeling sick? Difficult to understand? Very expensive? Some things take a lot of time? To give up? Or very easy? What would under the weather mean? Let's think. Janica didn't come to school because she was under the weather. Means she was feeling sick. Thanks for letting me use you as an example. So I'm going to put C for under the weather because it means feeling sick. It's the idiom for feeling sick. Number 2, Rome wasn't built in a day. What does that mean? Rome wasn't built in a day. It means told a secret? Raining heavily? Difficult to understand? Very expensive? Some things take a lot of time? To give up or very easy? Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, meaning that it what? It took a lot of time. So let's write F for number 2. Meaning Rome wasn't built in a day. Don't feel like you have to get everything done in one day. Some things take a lot of time. Number 3. My mom has used this one to my cousin when she told me my birthday present. She said, Danielle, you let the cat out of the bag. What does that mean, let the cat out of the bag? Told a secret, raining heavily, difficult to understand, very expensive, to give up, or very easy? And I want you to answer that one. Number 4, it's all Greek to me. Do you guys know what Greek is? It's a different language, okay? It's all Greek to me. Do you understand Greek language? No, so what would that mean? It's all Greek to me. It's difficult to understand. So we're going to write D for number 4. Remember, you're doing number 3 on your own. Number 5, throw in the towel. Sometimes when I'm playing with my brothers, I throw in the towel and I walk away. So what would throw in the towel mean? Told a secret, raining heavily, very expensive, to give up, or very easy. If I throw in the towel and walk away, what am I doing? Okay, you're going to do number 5 on your own. Another one is cost an arm and a leg. Wow, That pineapple cost an arm and a leg. What does that mean? That pineapple was very what if it cost an arm and a leg? Very told a secret, raining heavily, very expensive, to give up, or very easy. Number 6. Number 7, I know all of you have heard this one, a piece of cake. What does a piece of cake mean? That test was a piece of cake. Was it actually a piece of cake? No, what does a piece of cake, the idiom, mean? And our last one, which we talked about at the beginning, raining cats and dogs. What does that mean? All right, keep up the great work, boys and girls.